What's going on, guys? Ted from Immersion here. Thank you so much for the positive feedback on the Eberron video. All I was really doing was sort of just announcing that it exists. Also, full stop, let me admit that I totally forgot about Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, which is indeed a campaign setting book. Thank you to the people who so graciously pointed it out to me and didn't tear me a new one for doing so, because I honestly just forgot about it. And I guess technically Sword Coast Adventures Guide is a Faerun campaign setting, but it's just the Sword Coast, and like the player's guide to Faerun or the Faerun campaign setting from 3.5 was all of Faerun with like little bits, but so I guess we'll get that out of the way. But some stuff has come out since then. So this is the official Wizards page, but what you can see right here is this bad boy, because there's been a ton of complaints on my videos and everywhere else that like, what even is this cover? People are not a fan of it. They think the art is garbage and they're not, a huge fan of it. I didn't really think anything of it. It is a little weird. The art definitely puts me off a little bit. I wouldn't say it's bad or, ugly, but I probably wouldn't have used those specific pieces to represent Eberron, right? Like, I totally am on board with the Warforged, right? You gotta have a Warforged, and I would definitely put like a shifter and a changeling, something to make it Eberron-y, if that makes sense. But let us look at this. This is the collector's edition cover. Tell me that is not beautiful. I love this cover. I always get the collector's edition cover whenever I can. But I have to have this. This just looks so great. I like the black kind of outside border of it. And yeah, I think it's just beautiful, and I'm a huge fan of it. And we can see right here, Vance Kelly, who did the Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes alternate cover, did this. And this will be available pre-order now at your local store, but pre-order now at your local store, bookstore such as Barnes & Noble. So I guess this one is going to be your game store exclusive cover. So find your local game store. I will tell you right up front now, I will be doing a giveaway of that, like I always do when a new book comes out. I give away the limited edition cover. I'll be doing this with Descent to Avernus. I'll absolutely be doing it with this Eberron book as well. But yeah, I just wanted to cover that. And there was one last piece that I brought up that has been slightly answered in some aspects. What happens if you bought Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron? You own that PDF. You were sort of, I guess, buying it as almost like a play test, right? You were buying it on either D&D Beyond or in the DM's Guild for the PDF copy, or both. Jeremy Crawford has since come out to say things like it's going to contain basically the information that's within Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, but so much more. But that doesn't come out and answer my question, which is, what about us who were the ones who kind of backed the playtest material, if you will? We backed this in hopes that it would make enough of a wave through Wizards of the Coast that we would get a full Eberron book like we're getting. But are you guys going to update it to give us the final versions of whatever we bought in that book? Are we going to get the first ever Wizards official PDF and that you'll update it? Are you going to give us a discount because we bought it, or if we can prove that somehow? We spent $20 basically for what seems like a large chunk of this book with an adventure and all this other stuff in it. Shouldn't we get some of that back because we already did it? Or is this going to kind of be like you buy a book in physical copy and then you got to buy it in D&D Beyond? Which, who knows, we may see you get a digital code for this book in D&D Beyond. That remains to be seen. However, there has been a video that has been put out about from the folks at D&D Beyond talking about this. And basically what they went out and said is that whatever exists that you have purchased in D&D Beyond, the most current version of it will be what you basically have in D&D Beyond. So, for example, there were a whole bunch of spells that were released in Princess of the Apocalypse that were then updated in Xanathar's. So you have the updated version of those spells if you own them already. And that was also fixed in errata, but you get the point. Same thing with like the Demon Lords that were in Out of the Abyss were updated when they were included in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. So that is at least something. But again, so let's say there's those 5 shifter subclasses that were in Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron. If there's only 4 or 6 contained in the final book, you'll get the updated versions of the ones that you originally had purchased. You'll have the most current version of that. But if there was more or less, you're not going to get the updates on the one that wasn't included, and you're not going to get the new ones. So that's like a little bit of a saving grace there. I guess I should also say that Jeremy Crawford did say there's going to be other monsters contained in the books. It's going to have goblinoids, right? So goblins, hobgoblins, bugbears, and orcs as some of the additional races. So he did say that the goblinoids, the goblins, bugbears, hobgoblins, will be exactly the same as what's in Volo's. Remember, this is reprinted in such a way so that if you were using this as your only source book, it should have the additional stuff in it. But he did say that the orcs contained in it are different than the ones that are in Volo's guide. So that's probably only a good thing, because the orcs in Volo's guide are kind of garbage. So this will hopefully be an improvement on that. So we'll see. Also, that D&D Beyond video, they mentioned any feats or things you may get that may be updated. So Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron did have a couple of feats tied to the dragon marks, and he said that if there were ones that were updated in the final Eberron book, those will also be updated. So it seems like we're probably going to get the feats, or at least we'll get some new feats that are, again, campaign specific for this. So I just wanted to do a real quick video to talk about that, and let's just one more time, let's just look at how beautiful that alternative cover is. I do definitely feel bad for people who are not able to get to a local game store and get this copy of it, because if your option is this or this, well, I think there's really only one choice. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think, and if you found any other useful information about Eberron out there on the internet, and if there's enough out there, I'll make another video covering that. See you next time.